Hey everybody, I'm behind the camera. Getting ready to do the bathroom tour now that it's all decorated. So let's take a look. Here is the view from the hallway. I love the flooring, even though they wanted me to do tile. This is it's a little soft. It's also lumpy, so it kind of matches the stone itself. So it kind of has a stone feel to it with the lumpiness, but it's still soft. Put some decorations up there, as you can see. And then this is the painting I did, if you follow the acrylic pouring stuff. So one of the things that's different is I now have this box. This box is the temperature control for the flooring. One of the things that I found out after the fact, after everything was done, is that the heating element is probably about from here to about right here. I know it's about halfway where the toilet is, because one foot will stay warm and the other foot stays cold in the wintertime. I have lived in it for a little while, in the bathroom for a little while now, since they finished the work, and I wanted to wait so that I could experience things and tell you how I felt about things and kind of go from there. The vanity that we picked, I was actually surprised by the height. It's a lot taller than I expected, but it's got that light gray look to it that I like. The top here matches the shower. We're going to look at that in a minute. It's got the grays and browns and beige. And then my toothbrush holder is new, and I did an acrylic pour on it and on the soap dispenser, so that we had some added accessories. Can't talk anymore. The new vanity, it's also got the matching light gray, and it's not all faded and speckled and worn out wood and the varnish coming off. The inside is full. I like the amount of shelves that I have. However, it's just skinny enough that these containers that I have one right there too, and my bottles that I like to turn sideways because you get more room, they don't let the door close quite enough. As you can see, it just sticks out just enough, but it doesn't bother me too much. I did have to super glue that right there because it just pulls off every time it hits the magnet up there as the camera goes out of focus. One thing I thought would happen that I didn't expect, and so anytime I hire somebody in the future, it's something that I'll know to ask. I was kind of hoping that the mirror would be set into the wall so that just that little edge came out. It is a finished edge, so we didn't have to paint it or anything, but I still would have liked it to be inset into the wall. The other thing is we had to build this box right here to pull the light out, because if we hadn't have done that, the light wouldn't have been out over the mirror at all. It would have, the light would have hit the top of the mirror and not done me any good. Although right now it's not doing me any good, because when I put the dimmer light in, transition to that, I bought it, it was a little bit bigger than I expected. I got the biggest size and I meant to get a smaller size, but it still works. But I wanted a dimmer light so that I could turn the light down low and take a bath and relax and all that kind of stuff. Or I could have it nice and bright. Either way. But I put that in myself because they were going to put a fish eye light in that spot. And I was like, no. And they didn't have plans for doing anything else. So I was like, I'll buy a light and I'll put it in. So I put it in, and the dimmer light works, but that light and the fan do not work. So I still have to hire an electrician to figure that out. The guy who did the contracting couldn't figure it out, so I was like, I'll pay somebody to fix it. Unfortunately, my mirror's dirty. I didn't realize it was dirty. I also have less drawers on this vanity, so I've got this thing to hold all of my headbands, which I don't really wear often anyhow, but the color kind of blends into the cabinet, the new cabinet, no open shelf on there. And so I don't think it looks too bad. It kind of blends in. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. But I do have my drawers all full. So I've got my different areas, face, hair, and then more hair. And then the storage space for cleaning supplies and everything. I added this black mat right there, just in case there's any leakage. It's supposed to help preserve the wood. New toilet brush and plunger, and then I did acrylic pour on the base, and then, which I think the paint is staining the bristles on the brush, but you know, whatever. And I turned it sideways because I can't quite get it in that spot. It's too wide for that spot. So it's sitting sideways so that the wastebasket can also sit there, which I also did an acrylic pour on. New toilet. This is one of the ones that's supposed to save water. So you do one flush if it's just number one, and you do the other flush, that one, if it's a number two. And it's supposed to save water then. I don't know how I feel about that acrylic pour. I went ahead and varnished it, but it kind of looks like number two. So, so I'm not sure about it. But at any rate, it's there. Here's the cabinet. I'm going to move these latches because it's a tight squeeze, so they don't do their soft close like they're supposed to. But lots of storage space again, so we're good there. And then I wanted something decorative on top, and I went ahead and went with those flowers. I started off with one. I thought that was all I would need, but it ended up I needed two. They're centerpieces, but they fill that area nicely. And then I went ahead and bought this flower vase, which matches, but I was going to put it on the toilet, but it didn't quite fit. I felt like we would be risking pushing it off, that kind of stuff. So I thought it went nicely right there, and kind of continues the flower theme. And then sticking with the flowers, I went ahead and put a wreath on the back door, just to have more decoration, more color in here, because I did go with a very, let's try to open it up a little bit more. I did have, the colors are very muted and natural, the taupe and the light gray, and then these, and even my flooring, even though it looks really nice and natural, it's still very muted. So my highlight color is the cranberry, if you haven't noticed. Cranberry, burgundy, crimson, whatever shade of red you want to call that. And the flower arrangements have the cranberry berries all through. So it kind of all goes together that way. I'm going to come back this way so that I can give you a good look at the shower. That's the new shower curtain, very proud of it. I thought it looked very cool and kind of fits the theme of natural and all that kind of stuff. I looked at all the different kinds of patterns and this one just spoke to me. So that's what I went with. And then the window curtain, I was looking for something to match the shower curtain, but I couldn't find anything that really went well. So I just went with beige, and I figured with all the different colors in here, the beige kind of works. I didn't have room to put the curtain holder thingy on this side because it's too close of a space, as you can see there. So that's why everything is swooped to the one side. And I think that works. I also did an acrylic pouring on the finial ends, and I'll show you more when we get into the shower. You can't see the other end. It's kind of hidden by the flowers, but that one you can see, and that was the one I liked the best out of both of them anyhow. Another thing I learned, these hooks are supposed to be brushed nickel. That's what all the metal is supposed to be. And you can see the brushed nickel on the curtain rod. I've got it on the shower head, and then the pieces down here. I learned, as we open the curtain up, I learned that brushed nickel can have a kind of silverish tone to it or a goldish tone to it. So that is another thing I learned. In fact, this is supposed to be brushed nickel, and it's got this silvery look. Oh, and I didn't show my doorknobs, which I love. This is brushed nickel, which has more of a silver look than a gold. It does have a little bit of gold to it. But look at my doorknobs. These are new. I got round because the knobs that have edges on them hurt my hands when I go to turn them. So that's why I got those. Hey, Purr. Purdy approves of the heated flooring. I found her sleeping in here a couple of times. You going to get up in the window? Go ahead. Go ahead. Show them how you get up there. I think she wants me to pick her up. I did have to put some vinyl sticky on the wall because the cats were clawing it up. I don't know which ones, but I had white claw marks and I went great. So I've got vinyl there and vinyl on the windowsill to try to protect. And of course, they went off the vinyl and I've got a little scratch there. I was like, go figure. I tried though. Are you guilty? To get up in the window, she gets up on the back of the toilet and then up into the window so that she can look down into her backyard. Occasionally we have deer and other critters out there, so. All right, so the shower has the I forget how to pronounce the word, tureen, something like that. I'll put it up in editing. I showed you the shower head already. I've got one shelf up here. We did the other two shelves over there. I have them separated so much because my replacement shampoo and conditioner are taller than those. And you can see those are already hitting that top line. And I wanted them at the lines. So that's why we went a little further on the spacing. This bathtub, the walls are skinnier and corners are skinnier than the old bathtub, which is nice because it makes the bathtub wider, but then it's hard to set anything on it. As you can see, my cup, it's hanging off the edge a little bit. So I do have one item on the edge, if you can see in there, the shaving cream. I've stepped into the bathtub, so the bathtub itself is got dirt in it, plus the cats get in it, so ignore that. The other thing I did is the drain is one of those, and so it doesn't catch hair. So I went ahead and bought a little thing to go over the drain, which I can take up when I take a bath. But it's there for when I'm taking a shower, which is what I mostly do anyhow. And then I found adhesive nails to be able to hang things since I can't actually put any hooks into, there's a good picture of it, can't put any nails into the siding without ruining it. And then my last acrylic pour, I didn't know what to do with this painting. I like it overall, but I don't like the cracks in the, can I get my finger in there? Cracks in that corner and that side right there. But I love the way the cells crystallized. Am I back to normal? I tapped the screen and I shouldn't have. So I like how the cells crystallized, and I like the ring pour looks very realistic with the shine on there. So I decided to go ahead and varnish it and hang it up in the shower. I thought it kind of matched because it kind of looks like suds. So yes, I put it in the shower. But it's up high. You can see it's up above the shower head, so it shouldn't get too wet. Just humid wet. So hopefully it'll be okay. I also put a hook right there. So you still have something to hang your towel on and can grab rather than having to get out of the tub and grab a towel, because I hate that. I do have a towel rack over here as well. That'll be for guests. I don't really use it other than to hang my dress shirts and dress pants on if I'm trying to keep them nice and clean. And last but not least, the closet. So we'll go ahead and show you in here. I forgot to take good before shots of the closet, but the floor continues into the closet. They got rid of the little trap door that didn't do any good. I've got some things stored on the floor, but not a lot. That floor mat, bath mat, is a solid big piece that matches the same size of two of those. So I can alternate them as I clean them and everything. Got a new laundry basket system, so I can sort things as I take them off, and then I can just grab them and put them in the basket and take them down. I don't have to worry about sorting. I put wire shelves in rather than those big long boards that I had, because they didn't sit well, and then stuff didn't sit on them well, and they were also skinny, and so it didn't really use the space of the closet very well. And since they weren't taking the closet down, I was like, all right. So I ordered those. I got them put up. They were the only set I could find for the price that I could find, and it was just one guy that had them, like over on the West Coast, and so he found them and shipped them to me and everything. The shipping was expensive, but he had also had these at a reduced rate, so it kind of worked out to be about the same price as if I bought them at a main store or something. I don't know what to do with my towels that I don't really need anymore, because I went ahead and bought towels that match, and they are big towels and they are fluffy, and they get red fuzz everywhere still because they're still new. But I put those shelves in. I painted the closet because he hadn't painted it yet. I painted the ceiling on both areas because he didn't do the ceiling at all. And then I put hooks in here just in case I need them. I've got a hook over here as well. I can use that for pajamas or to hold the lingerie, pantyhose, bags, you know, that kind of stuff. So still some room and some options and some spaces for things. And now you know what products I like. So that's the bathroom. I think I've told you everything. What I liked, what I didn't like. I do have One area I need to fix, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. Right there in the center of the video, that seam needs to be resealed, and I haven't done it yet. He did leave me some caulking, so hopefully it's the right kind, the right shade. Well, are you getting up there? Here you go. That's a good girl. Yeah. She's getting so skinny. Yeah. She eats all the time, but then she throws it up. And we need to do another vet check. It's been about 6 months. So, yeah. Since I'm 21, I go to the vet a lot just to make sure I'm okay. So that's the bathroom. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. Oh, by the way, that's the Blue Ridge Mountains you can see in the background there. It's hard to, once the leaves are in full bloom, you won't be able to see it anymore. But yep, that's the Blue Ridge Mountains. All right, thank you all for joining me on this remodel. I have other projects that I'll be putting up, not necessarily remodels, but stuff you might be interested in, stuff you might not. We will find out. But thank you all for joining me on this one, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.